of rational addition and or subtraction. Anytime you're dealing with a minus or a plus sign between fractions, your first thought should be common denominator. Don't do this when there's a multiplication or division sign in between. This only is applicable when it's addition or subtraction. Before we can find a common denominator, I need to know what factors are contained in the denominators of both of these fractions. So I'm going to start off by factoring both denominators. Let's see. Factors of 3 that add up to 4, well, that would be 1 and 3, so it would be x in 1 and x in 3. And since it's addition, or add up to a negative 4, they're both going to have to be negative. Alright, this is minus the other one. So the x minus 2 is going to stay on the top. And factors of 3 that subtract up to 2 would be also 3 and 1. So you're going to get an x and a 1 and an x and a 3. But in this case, it's going to be a positive 3 and a negative 1 because we're looking for factors of 3 that subtract up to positive 2. Alright, to get a common denominator, pretty much you just ask yourself, what's missing on the left-hand fraction that is in the denominator of the right-hand fraction? Well, this one has an x minus 1, just like this one. This one has an x minus 3, but this one has this factor of x plus 3. So what I'm going to do is kind of include it in the denominator to make them more common. But if I put it in the bottom, I better put it in the top so I balance off that expression, the first fraction. And x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1 anyway, so it doesn't change anything. Identity property. Alright, and then we're going to combine the entire top, and then we'll have this nice common denominator. Now let's work with this other side. What factor is missing on this side that the first side has? Well, this one has this x minus 3, when this side doesn't. So I'm going to kind of include it in the bottom, this x minus 3, this factor of x minus 3. And since, again, if I put it in the bottom, I better put it in the top. It keeps doing that. Alright, and then we're going to have this top over this nice common denominator. Well, since we have this common denominator, the next step would be to actually write it down. It's going to be x plus 3, x minus 1, x minus 3. And then all we have to do is put the top over it. But now, my suggestion, especially because it's a minus sign here, is just copy down what's there. Or if you do the foiling, the distribution, make sure you keep the parentheses on that second piece, because that negative has to distribute over all of it, not just pieces of it. So let's see here. X plus 3 times x plus 3 is x squared plus 6x plus 9. We're going to have that minus sign, and you have to get used to this. Anytime you write a minus sign between terms, you might want to lead off with a parentheses, and then just multiply x minus 2 and x minus 3. It'll give you x squared minus 5x plus 6. And then we just need to distribute the negative and combine like terms. I'm going to try to do that in one step. So the common denominator is x plus 3, x minus 1, x minus 3. And the top, let's see what happens. X squared, remember this is getting distributed, minus x squared, well that's 0. 6x plus 5x, well that'll be 11x. And then we have this 9 minus 6, which would be plus 3. So the final answer is this 11x plus 3 over this long common denominator. And that's it. Pretty simple.